Isaiah chapter 4. And in that day shall 7 women take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread, and we will wear our own garments. Only let us be called by thy name, and take away our reproach. In that day shall the bud of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and pleasant for them that are escaped of Israel. Then he shall be left in Zion, and he that shall remain in Jerusalem shall be called holy, and every one shall be written among the living in Jerusalem. Then the Lord shall wash the filthiness of the daughters of Zion, and purge the blood of Jerusalem out of the midst thereof, by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. And the Lord shall create upon every place of Mount Zion, and upon the assemblies thereof, a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense, and a covering shall be for a shadow in the day for the heat, and a place of refuge and a covert for the storm and for the rain. Isaiah chapter 5. Now will I sing to my beloved a song of my beloved to his vineyard. My beloved had a vineyard in a very fruitful hill, and he hedged it and gathered out the stones of it, and he planted it with the best plants, and he built a tower in the midst thereof, and made a winepress therein. Then he looked that it should bring forth grapes, but it brought forth wild grapes. Now therefore, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, between me and my vineyard. What could I have done any more to my vineyard that I have not done unto it? Why have I looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it bringeth forth wild grapes? And now I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up. I will break the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. And I will lay it waste, it shall not be cut nor dug. But briars and thorns shall grow up. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. Surely the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah are his pleasant plants. And he looked for judgment, but behold oppression, for righteousness, but behold a crying. Woe unto them that join house to house, and lay field to field, till there be no place, that they may be placed by yourselves in the midst of the earth. This is in mine ears, saith the Lord of hosts. Surely many houses shall be desolate, even great and fair, without inhabitant. For 10 acres of vine shall yield 1 bath, and the seed of an omer shall yield an ephah. Woe unto them that rise up early to follow drunkenness, and to them that continue until night, till the wine do inflame them. And the harp and the viola, timbrel and pipe, and wine are in their feasts. But they regarded not the work of the Lord, neither considered the work of his hands. Therefore my people is gone into captivity, because they had no knowledge, and the glory thereof are famished, and multitude thereof is dried up with thirst. Therefore hell hath enlarged itself, and hath opened its mouth without measure, and their glory, and their multitude, and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth among them shall descend into it. And man shall be brought down, and man shall be humbled. Even the eyes of the proud shall be humbled, and the Lord of hosts shall be exalted in judgment, and the Lord God shall be sanctified in justice. Then shall the lambs feed after their manner, and the strangers shall eat the desolate places of the fat. Woe unto them that draw iniquity with cords of vanity, and sin as with cart ropes, which say, Let him make speed, let him haste his work, that we may see it, and let the counsel of the Holy One of Israel draw near and come, that we may know it. Woe unto them that speak good of evil, and evil of good, which put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, and sweet for sour. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes, and prudent in their own sight. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and unto them that are strong to pour in strong drink, which justify the wicked for a reward, and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. Therefore as the flame of fire devoureth the stubble, and as the chaff is consumed of the flame, so their root shall be in rottenness, and their buds shall rise up like dust, because they have cast off the law of the Lord of hosts, and contemned the word of the Holy One of Israel. Therefore is the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people, and he hath stretched out his hand upon them, and hath smitten them that the mountains did tremble, and their carcasses were torn in the midst of the streets. And for all this his wrath was not turned away, but his hand was stretched out still. And he lifted up a sign unto the nations afar, and will hiss unto them from the end of the earth. And behold, they shall come hastily with speed. None shall faint nor fall among them. None shall slumber nor sleep. Neither shall the girdle of his loins be loosed, nor the latchet of his shoes be broken. Whose arrows shall be sharp, and his bows bent. His horse hoofs shall be thought like flint, and his wheels like whirlwinds. His roaring shall be like a lion, and he shall roar like a lion's whelps. They shall roar, and they hold of the prey. They shall take it away, and none shall deliver it. And in that day they shall roar upon them, as the roaring of the sea. And if they look unto the earth, behold darkness and sorrow, and the light shall be darkened in their sky. Isaiah chapter 6. In the year of the death of King Uzziah, I saw also the Lord sitting upon an high throne, and lifted up, and the lower parts thereof filled the temple. The seraphim stood by, every one had 6 wings, and twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. And one cried to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the lintels of the door cheeks moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Then I said, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man with polluted lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of polluted lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me with a hot coal in his hand, which he had taken from the altar with tongs. And he touched my mouth, and said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips, and thy iniquity shall be taken away, and thy sin shall be purged. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who shall go for us? Then I said, Here am I, send me. And he said, Go, and say unto this people, Ye shall hear indeed, but ye shall not understand. Ye shall plainly see, and not perceive. Make the heart of this people fat, make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and he heal them. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, Until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate, and the Lord have removed men from afar, and there be a great desolation in the midst of the land. But yet in it shall be a tenth, and shall return, and shall be eaten up as an elm or an oak, which have a substance in them, when they cast their leaves. So the holy seed shall be the substance thereof. Isaiah chapter 7. And in the days of Ahaz the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, Rezin, king of Aram, came up, Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, to Jerusalem to fight against it, but he could not overcome it. And it was told the house of David, saying, Aram is joined with Ephraim, therefore his heart was moved, and the heart of his people, as the trees of the forest are moved by the wind. Then said the Lord to Isaiah, Go forth now to meet Ahaz, thou and Shear-Jashub, thy son, at the end of the conduit of the upper pool, in the path of the fuller's field. And say unto him, Take heed, and be still, fear not, neither be faint-hearted for the 2 tails of the smoking firebrands, for the furious wrath of Rezin and Aram, and Remaliah's son, because Aram had taken wicked counsel against thee, and Ephraim and Remaliah's son, saying, Let us go up against Judah, and let us waken them up, and make a breach therein for us. Set a king in the midst thereof, even the son of Tabel. Thus saith the Lord God, it shall not stand, neither shall it be. For the head of Aram is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years Ephraim shall be destroyed from being a people. And the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is Remaliah's son. If ye believe not, surely ye shall not be established. And the Lord spake again unto Ahaz, saying, Ask a sign for thee, for the heart of the Lord. Ask it either in the depth beneath, or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt the Lord. Then he said, Hear you now, O house of David. Is it a small thing for you to grieve men, that ye also grieve my God? Therefore the Lord himself will give you a son. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son. She shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat till he have knowledge to refuse the evil and choose the good. For afore the child shall have knowledge to eschew evil, to choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both of her kings. The Lord shall bring upon thee and upon thy people, and upon thy father's house, days that are not come from the day of that Ephraim departed from Judah, even the king of Assyria. And in that day shall the Lord hiss for the fly that is at the uttermost parts of the floods of Egypt, and for the bee which is in the land of Assyria. And they shall come and shall light all in the desolate valleys, and in the holes of the rocks, and upon all horny places, and upon all bushy places. In that day shall the Lord shave with a razor that is hired, even by them beyond the river, by the king of Assyria, the head and the hair of the feet, and it shall consume the beard. And in that same day shall a man nourish a young cow and 2 sheep, and for the abundance of milk they shall give. He shall eat butter, the butter and honey shall every one eat which is left in the land. And at that same day every place wherein shall be 1,000 vines shall be 1,000 pieces of silver. So it shall be for the briars and for the thorns. With arrows and with bow shall one come thither, because of all the land shall be briars and thorns. But on all the mountains shall be dug with the mattock. There shall not come thither the fear of briars and thorns, but they shall be for the sending out of bullocks, and for the treading of sheep.